Okay, first shift in COVID land in a while. Hadn't been in COVID for a while because the last time I was in COVID, it was Delta wave. Now it's Omicron wave, and it is fast. It is fast. I mean, before it would Delta and Alpha wave, I guess, whatever original wave. It was like, I'm sorry, getting texts. A week, 2 weeks, we turn a unit. Week, 2 weeks, we turn a unit, and we would go half and half, like north side, south side, west side, east side, stuff like that, depending on which floor. Daily, literally daily. My friend was he spent his time as charge. He was like, I just converted south yesterday. I converted north today. He was charged both days. He's like, I'm transport. I was like, holy crap. The two biggest units, in our hospital. It's basically 90 beds total, 90 something beds total. Would have been 100 plus, but we had renovated half our unit. Our unit was, wow, easy. But, it is fast. Now, I will put in my 2 cents. The cases that I'm seeing are mild, so, this is frontline stuff that I'm seeing. It is mild, but it is fast. It's just like, tag, you're it. So, but, it's not what I saw in Delta. It's definitely not what I saw in the first wave. First wave, I was still a tech for half that time. And in the second half, I became a nurse in that time. But Delta wave, I was definitely a full nurse at that time. Now I'm a nurse and I'm dealing with this crap. But just FYI, people, this is what you sign up for. This is what you have to deal with. This is what you're going to be doing. You might get flack for your family, and this is what the video is about. Is like, they have to understand you got to work in COVID. This is what it is. Everybody works in COVID. There's been a little pushback here and there for not from nurses, really. I mean, we gripe to each other, but we show up. We're there. You're gonna find the occasional people that don't want to, and that's their right. They don't work here. You've got to treat anyone and everyone who walks through the door. Okay, that's your oath. That's what you sign up for. Doctors, nurses. This is what we do. It's like public defenders. They don't get to choose their clients. They've got to protect whoever they're assigned to. Might not like it, might not enjoy it. Times I don't, but you do it. Okay, you have a responsibility. Again, it's kind of like how I treat being a parent. When I took my step kids, they're my kids. That's the way I look at it. I'm just looking at a cat with a red collar. It's very cute. Just prowling around. I'm sorry, I get distracted. I'm a little punchy. I just had like 14 hours pretty hard in the COVID unit. I wasn't quite used to it. I'm trying to get my wings out from, get my breath again into it. But it was a good practice because I'm going to go back to my unit and it's 100% COVID. That'll be in a couple of days. In a day, not a couple of days. But it was a good practice run. The hardest thing I hate about floating to another unit is just learning where everything is. I wish everything was just identical, but it's not. I'm literally spending valuable time finding a Band-Aid. I'm like, where are the blood tubes in a drawers? Because in our facility, phlebotomy doesn't go in COVID. But I don't know what they're going to do when basically 100% of the hospital is COVID now. So what do you want to do? You guys going to stay home and we'll do your job. That's fine. But really, it was the first time I saw a phlebotomist in COVID this morning. So I think they're beginning to realize they're not going to have jobs. You guys don't do your draw, then we'll do them, but we're not as good as you guys. I suck at draws. So anyway, this is stuff that you guys be aware. You got to work in COVID, okay? I'm not going to snow it any other way. Is it worrisome? Is it scary? Yeah, especially when you have kids. What are you going to do? Okay? But if you worked in Ebola, you worked in HIV, high risk areas, because you're doing needle draws and stuff like that. Just guess what? You got to be safe. I had a patient screaming at me last night, saying, "Do it fast, do this fast," and he wasn't in his right mind. But I was like, "No," and he was like, "What?" I was like, "No, I'm not going to do things faster. I will do things the right way. I will not do it faster just to please you. I will do it the right way, because that's the safe way. And in the end, that's what you have to do. You cannot be rushed." And I think that's really the blowback against CDC's and AHA's recent rulings. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I disagree with that too. I was like, look, be safe. You protect yourself first. Your responsibility is to yourself. And then your patients, you have to take care of them. It's kind of like it's like the airline safety manual, right? You put the mask over yourself, and then you put it over your children. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids more than my life, but I'm useless to them if I can't help them. Help yourself first, real quick, and then help them. If they're running out of oxygen, they get my mask. But first I gotta get my mask on me so I can then help them. Same concept. You're helping your patients, but you cannot put yourself in danger to do that. And mega code, that's one of the first things. Make sure the site is safe. So I don't understand, this is kind of the recent ruling on that with AHA is contrary to that basic first rule of a mega code. You assess the site, and off-site, because you don't want to add yourself to the body count. Okay. So anyway, that's the video. Is you guys be careful. Understand that that's the risk of being a nurse. Okay.